noses, the snouts of the whales.
This is my position here. Tonight we're still the 15th of September 2020, and now it's, let me see, it's 48
and the novels totally matched.
minutes past 8. So it's 8 hours 48. That is 12 minutes to 9. So
its progress as it's spotted along the coastline. Charlotte, for you,
I'm here. You can see
prime suspects
the usual,
the day that Tom got the text from Ted.
the usual
a message from Tom
stalkers
saying, they found prime suspect.
are here.
And then I was straight on to Happy Whale to go and
These
see it
are
again. So I do definitely check back in, and I'll be able to do that for the rest of my life, for the rest of the whales life. My house is now
persons that be coming here,
whales preaching,
carrying out these
a lot of people have given me gifts, so I'm never that far away from it.
harassment to me and my family, posing a threat to our lives. They're here. You can see. I'll put my camera over there. See, there's someone sitting in the vehicle with the lights on that side there.
Charlotte Kinloch and Tom Mustill speaking to me in 2019, and we rang up Tom to find out if there were any updates. And big news from California: prime suspect has been spotted multiple times over the summer. The documentary
Those are the
called Humpback Whales.
chemical providers. They're the one that be providing them with these oils and different gases. And I want to mention something on the gas that they uses. This gas that they uses is like nerve agents. Okay, so it's nerve agent, and you get like a lot of different reactions once it's projected towards, if you're living in a home, if you're living in an apartment building, as we are living in an apartment building. So the worst for targeted people that are sincerely targeted is to be living in these apartment buildings. Like if you're living in an apartment complex or building, you know, it's very, very difficult, and it's extremely dangerous for persons that are targeted to be living, you know, in these apartment buildings in closer proximity to these different, you might have these different neighbors, because this is the wall-to-wall trajections and projections I'm talking about here, all right? So the wall-to-wall projections and the way of utilizing these different gases and the effects are very troubling, because it's a nerve agent that attacks the central nervous system, and it gives out a lot of different reactions. It gives out these violent, it can have you acting violent, having these violent outbursts, you know, have you feeling nauseated, have you feeling sleepy. It can have you eating, constantly eating. It can have you, you know, provoke headaches. It can cause a damaging effect to your eyes. You know, these are the type of chemicals that they're using, and these are the reactions. You know, it's the reaction you will get from these different type of chemicals that they will use, and they will use these chemicals mostly on persons that are targeted, that they see as posing a threat to investigation. If they feel a threat to locate, it might be under investigation. If they feel, well, like, okay, that person is a dangerous, it pose a danger to society or something. But in general, you don't have to do them anything, because as I've mentioned before, from day one, I haven't done anything to them. They have been doing the most to me. From a very young age to now, I've been experiencing these non-stop torture and torment. Okay, so if you're really sincerely, genuinely targeted individual, you will know, well, it's very, very hard to gather proof of the stuff they will use in your targeting, because the gas is odorless. It's not like you would see these vapors or any other thing. He turned off his light there. See, he turned it off. It's not like you will see or you notice the gas, you know, but this is the reactions. These are different reactions you will get pertaining to it. Headache, nauseated feeling, you feel nauseated, you feel hungry, constantly eating, tired, sleepy, you know. It variates, and there's a reaction. Have you acting violent? It will have you acting violent, yes, acting out in a real violent manner. And this, I suspect, are being used for these young army recruits. There's someone there at the door there, at the entrance there. Just peeped and went in. Who is that? Who could that be? Yeah. So I suspect that these are stuff that they would use on these young military recruits. Okay, these young army recruits. This is what they're using, and aside from that, they will try to have you worked up. You know, depending on what type of frequency. Depending on what type of gas they project. Okay, this is what you will get. This is what it will be like. He's just playing with his lights there. Okay, this is what you will get. This is what will happen. You know, and it will have you acting out violently, because there were times when I was acting out, like I couldn't even know, like, you know, this thing, it really attacks your nervous system and would have you, you know, acting out of control, and you know, just distorted and acting out of control. You know, some people wouldn't know about this because it's hard and very difficult to analyze the different tactic they uses once you're targeted. Okay, and I know, and I honestly know that was no reason to do this to me, but they did, and they're doing it because I've discovered what they did to my siblings. All right, I discovered that they've been experimenting on me against my consent. I've never consented to be experimented upon. We never consented to be used as guinea pigs. I never consented to anything. But this goes against our human rights, and you know, they just do it, and once you discover what has happened, they would try to silence their victims and label them as being schizophrenic. Okay, so this is just some of the stuff you need to know, that if you're targeted and you're living in an apartment building, you will have to use some precautions, as taking out your electrical switches sometimes, you know, like let's say for a half day, make sure you unplug everything. Okay, make sure you tap out, you take off your water. You have to make sure that you're eating, you know, healthy. You have to make sure, like, you're clean more often. There's certain products you have to use when you're having a shower, and you know, it's a lot of things that, and all of that, it costs a lot to really maintain yourself once you're targeted, because you have to take a lot of vitamins. You'll have to use a lot of products to clean your surroundings. You'll have to constantly change your you have to constantly change the place of that you would regularly go to shop or to eat. You have to change their, you know, it's like it requires us to change everything about all our habits. Like you basically have to change everything. You constantly have to change your habits. If you have a habit of going at a, you know, particular restaurant, you'll have to change that. If you have the habit of going to do your grocery shopping at a particular supermarket, you have to change that. You know, you have to maneuver, you know, in between, because they just be on our cases like non-stop. Okay, so this is what, and then the other thing too is that you'll have to, like, you know, disconnect your electricity sometimes, you know, disconnect your internet connections. You know, all of this is preventive measures. Drink a lot of water. Try to get as much sleep as you can. Eat a lot of fruits and veggies. You know, it requires constant changes, but it's the same thing they be doing all the time, and haven't really the means to combat the technologies that they will use towards persons that are being targeted. Okay, but they know what they're doing and for what reason they're doing it, and it's most of the time is to prevent persons from speaking up against the non-consensual experiments. And if you have the misfortune and your loved ones were murdered, as mine, because they've murdered my loved ones, they've murdered my siblings. I've had friends who were murdered also, who died without even knowing what happened to them. You know, it's a lot that happened, and it's a lot that they're trying to prevent me from speaking up about. So I will make these videos and I would upload them to a YouTube channel, and I have like 2 subscribers, one being a backup account for myself, and there's another a ghost subscriber. I don't know who is this other subscriber. I can't see who's subscribing to that new YouTube channel. I cannot see who's liking my my uploads. Sometimes I'm having like a like or 2, and I don't know where it's coming from. But as I mentioned, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff that be happening. So I'm still making these videos and uploading it to YouTube, and I'm still posting stuff because I have to speak up, because this is too much for me to bear. The individuals that are involved are still out there tormenting us every day, using their connections, living on our connections, internet connections, electrical connections, water connections. They basically lives on us. And aside from that, they would have persons impersonate me and my family. They have these women that they would use to impersonate me. They have these children, teenagers, that they would use to impersonate my children. They have these men that they would use to impersonate my husband. You understand me? And this is just what they do. And aside from all of that, they would try to prevent me from having like subscribers, and that's the isolation tactics that they're using on me. All right, so they labeled me as being schizophrenic. That was the main reason for that, is to block me, bar me from having a voice, because I'm being labeled as being demented. and you know, a dangerous person. I'm not a danger, I'm not a threat to anyone, okay? But there were times when I had to defend it myself, and I defended myself when I had to defend myself. And it was not in no way whereby I was the aggressor, or in no way it was my fault, but I have suffered a lot at the hands of my perpetrators, and they have been getting off with this, committing these cruelties towards me for a very long time, and they don't want me to have justice. You know, they don't want me to have justice. They don't want me to be in a position that I could claim compensation. They don't want me to be in a position that I can have them punished for what they're doing. They don't want me to have a position to have a job. They don't want me to be in a position. This is a perp. This is it, what they do. Raise the telephone every time. See? That's what they do. Okay? They don't want me to get any assistance in combating the targeting and non-consensual experiments that they've been carrying out against us. All right? So I'm here, you know, I don't have much of a social life here, and the few individuals that I know are being barred from viewing certain things, and they would do so to prevent anything or any harm from happening to them or their loved ones, and I can understand that. But this is something that are being manipulated by persons within the military, within this police force, within the social services. This has been going on for a long time. All right, this is what I've been experiencing for a very long time, and I'm here and I'm exhausted. And as much as I'm not getting anyone to pay attention and support me at this present moment, I'm still grateful that I'm having the means to upload these videos. As much as they're on my devices, I managed to upload these videos to my YouTube channel, and that means a lot to me, because I'm keeping all of documenting everything that I'm experiencing, and naming persons that are involved in this ongoing harassment, death threats, toxic poisoning. She's a perpetrator. Toxic poisoning, chemicals poisoning, and identity theft, attempted kidnappings, you know, and illegal adoption scams, and illegal entry into our flat when we're not at home. It's a lot that they be doing to us, and most of the persons, it's well orchestrated, and most of the individuals that are carrying it out. See, there's the guy with the red bucket. I told you, I have videos with them. This happens every time I come and I'm sitting in the vehicle. This happens every time. Okay, these are all individuals that are working, you know. And then this is the same guy here again tonight. Okay, this is the guy with the black and white. You know, it's what he does. See? It's what he does. Every night, every time I come here, every single time, the same pattern, same, I'm gonna go out and get a better look at him. Hi, kitty. You know, same pattern, same antics, same everything, and he would position himself there and you know, act as if he's speaking to someone, but it's what he would be doing. He would come here, parked his vehicle, gang stalk me, and pretend to be talking to people within the on the phone. And this happens every time I exit our flat, and began making these recordings. Okay, I don't know what is it he's be talking about. And as you can see, it's let's see, what time is it right now? I'm gonna check the time. So it's 9 hours 9. Okay, that's 21 hours 09. That's 9 minutes after 9 in the evening, and you can see these are the so-called maintenance guys, and it's hard because I know no one ain't working this late installing anything. They just be projecting these chemicals and these gases, as I mentioned earlier, in our flats. All right, and as much as I'm documenting everything, they're not stopping. You know, they're not stopping. It's not stopping them. So it's like my me speaking up about what's happening to me and my family here has no effect on them, because I've been declared dead. They've declared us dead. You know, it's as if we don't exist. So that's not preventing them from stopping what they're doing. They do it anyway. As much as I'm making these upload and documenting everything down to the chemicals that are being used on us, they continue. And aside from that, there's this tracking satellites. Where is it? I'm not seeing it. No, there's none here today. Probably on the other side. Okay, as much as I'm documenting it, everything, they don't stop. They won't stop. See, this is my gang stalkers. Every night I come down here, every time, same thing, same reactions, same stuff be happening everywhere we go. Everywhere we go to live or work, this has been happening. Okay, this is what's been happening for a long time, and I'm not making this up. I'm not making this stuff up, and I'm not doing it for attention, but I'm doing it because I'm speaking out about the wrongs that are being committed against me and my family, and about the murders that were committed against my siblings. And this is one of the reasons as to why I'm speaking up and I'm making these recordings, because I'm documenting everything that I'm experiencing, and I know the chemicals that are being used. I know how they're using these chemicals, the different reactions you get from the chemicals that they're using, and the different agencies and law enforcement officials and companies, organizations, and banks that are involved in having me and my family tracked and literally placed on a watch list. So there's a lot of different security agencies, there's a lot of different corporations. It's a big giant corporate plot, and I've managed to gather all of this information by doing my research. Whenever there's a breach on my devices, I would, look up these different search engines and all that stuff, and it'd be showing up, the security breaches on my devices. So yeah, with that being said, I'm extremely grateful for being here. This is what has been happening for a long time. It's another day. Okay, we're the 15th of September, and this is what's been happening every night, every time I exit our flat, whether it's during the day or during the night. I'm being gang stalked, harassed, gaslighted, you know, tracked and harassed and poisoned. You know, they use these chemicals on me, and this has been happening because I've been declared dead. All right, I'm not suicidal. I love my family. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not into any illegal activities. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not none of what they're accusing me of being, because they've smeared my name out there and they're been making fun of me. And you know, it's a lot that they've been doing, and I just want to, you know, let people know, well, if anything happened to me, know that I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to cause harm to my family. But the harms that are being committed towards us and against us are being carried out by these external forces and persons within government, security agency, the military, some medical institutions, universities, you know, and this is it. You know, this is what we were experiencing, and this is one of the reasons I'm documenting what we've been experiencing for over a number of years by persons who have been using our identities to commit fraudulent activities on and off the internet. All right, that's all for now.